We're here in the city of Rio de Janeiro, and what a beautiful city it is at night. And gosh, what a spectacular sight, all the city lights. And I just encourage you to join us on this mission trip in 2008 to come to Rio and help to make a difference in the city.
When I went down there, it was life-changing. I was so struck by the hospitality of the Brazilians that I fell in love with them.
There were so many just precious moments that God gave me there.
I was able to, for 9 days, to completely forget what I do for a living, to completely forget about how blessed I am, and just have God bless others through me and through the people that I went on this trip with.
And I fell in love with a lot of the kids, and every day of VBS we would just go back and I would look for certain kids and they would come up and hug me and love on me, and it was just an amazing time to just see us teaching the gospel and them in fact, digesting it and answering back with games and questions and stuff.
Just playing with them and just hanging out, tickling them and just laughing with them really just refreshed me and just gave me a lot of energy and a lot of strength.
Somebody had said to me, "Lisa, go grab her. She came in all by herself." The kids just wander in from the favelas by themselves. And I went over there and I held out my arms to her, and she just looked up at me, and from that day I was able to just love on her, and she came to me every day.
There were a couple kids that we met last year just in going through Rios das Pedras. One kid in particular named Michael that I remember that we met last year. And it was cool to see him again this year because he'd grown like 5 or 6 inches and he looked really healthy. And he remembered a couple of us that were there, like me and Charlie. And it was great just to reconnect with him and just talk to him a little bit and just see how he was doing.
You could really show the love of Christ no matter what language you had. And just giving these children these clothes and these food and these dental supplies that were provided, and just being able to sit on the ground and play with these kids and eat with them and break bread, and able to share with the church, the Baja Church, and able to go out and do ministry on the streets was so incredible.
The other thing that was really cool to see was just see the team being used. Guys like Dane and Lloyd, use some of their artistic gifts and help do a graffiti sign for the church in Freguesia. It was cool to see.
One of the nights we went out with blankets and hot chocolate and sandwiches, and we were giving those out to some of the homeless people that were there. There's probably 40 or so homeless people, and they all have cardboard mats that they're laying on. I asked God where he was, and I didn't see him. It seemed very far from the garden. As we began to give out the blankets, and one of the Brazilian pastors began to share the gospel and to pray for the people, I just got the sense that God was saying, "This is where I'm at."
On the last day that we were in the favelas with the kids, I had the opportunity to do the salvation bracelets with the kids, which are little bracelets with beads with different colors where you can explain the salvation story. And as I sat there and explained it to the kids, at the end we talked about it a little bit and just asked the kids if they would want to have Jesus come into their life and be their forever friend. And there was about 10 or 12 little kids in a circle, and they all raised their hands, and so we bowed our heads and we prayed. And just to see those precious little children giving their hearts to Christ and asking God to come into their lives was just one of the most phenomenal things that I've ever seen. Just to know that, from this point forward, that God can work in their lives and that they can have a relationship with God. It's just planted a seed and opened up a door for God to begin to work in their lives. And it just really doesn't get any better than that.